Good afternoon, everyone. It is April the 11th, 2024. As you can see from my title, I have a little bit of promising news that was announced yesterday on the evening news here that one of the shelters is moving into a larger shelter. This particular shelter, Cornerstone, was where Julie and I first met in 2010. I know Julie and I have put some stuff on it before about our experiences in Cornerstone, and things are much different back in 2010. The workers are very good, I found there. I was in there for a couple of months before I found a place by myself without their help, but the way they ran the shelter was much better back then. They had the social workers were right in there. They had a housing little place in the basement, and of course it was an older home downtown, and this older home was just chopped up into rooms and that for us, and was only able to hold 61 people total, and there was times that there wasn't enough, and as they still said even today, they were having to turn people away, sometimes up to maybe 30 or 40 people a night away from the shelter. So they're moving, which is good news. Now, when I was in 2010, they were already planning. They had been building another place on Booth Street. Now, I might have been able to get in there had I stayed in the shelter, but that's fine. They got some homeless women with some supportive housing right there, with workers and that in the building. And from what I understand, this new building that's they're moving into, apparently at the end of the month, is very good. Because it'll hold up to 150 women, which is going to be much better. So we'll have a few more people, at least with the roof over their heads. And it's apparently it's going to offer more space for the workers and their programs that they do want to run, which of course I've always got something to say on the programs, having been abused myself. I wonder how good are the programs going to be, and what's in the past and what's going to be done down the future. So I've always got something to say about that as well. But this is a step in the right direction. They have wheelchair access and that too, which is very good because as Julie and I have expressed, we had people like Carol and that, like these older women especially, should not be in downtown here in the shelters to be abused the way they're being abused as it is. This is further away from downtown, which I think is going to be much better. I'd like to hopefully see people who with the wheelchairs and seniors especially that are now being thrown out onto the streets have a better place to go, especially for women. It's badly needed. So I've got some hope there that this is going to be a good news scenario. And like I said, there's a lot of things that I would like to see in place. I just wonder what kind of programs they have, and that's a big thing, and that's why I'm so interested in the supportive housing and what's going to be in place when the supportive housing gets built. And there's a lot of people who need a lot of different kinds of help that don't know how to live. They don't even know the basics of how to survive or have life skills. So they have to be taught a lot of things, and this is what I'm hoping gets implemented in the programming that they're doing with the women. And I think it's going to be much better because the shelter that was downtown was only a 25-minute walk from Rideau Street, and right into where the rest of the shelters were too. So we had a fourth one, although it was just across the border in the other ward. But they were starting to have experience problems that we were with the homeless as well, wandering into their ward. So there was just too many shelters, and I still say there's too many shelters in the area where we are right now. It's causing a clash, but hopefully this will make a small dent into the situation that's happening here, and it'll be much better. I really feel that a women's shelter should be for women, and a men's shelter should be for men. And I don't like the idea of men and women are mixed, because a lot of the women who are so terribly abused are being also even further abused by the men. This is where you have your drug problem comes in. The men get them on the drugs. They get them out panhandling. Like, I can remember an argument not too long ago. One woman I saw on the street corner, she was panhandling there. She made a little bit of money, and she wanted to go get something to eat because she was hungry. And her boyfriend said no, she couldn't have the money that she panhandled because he wanted it for the drugs. So there's many things that I'm seeing on the streets where I think it's much better that women need to be explained. Like even myself, going through 40 years of abuse and that, I had no idea what abuse was until abuse was explained to me. And I think this is something that needs to be done in the shelters, is just how women need to be able to talk with women in their own private area on the abuse and what they're suffering. And the mental health professionals need to be in there as well, helping them along. So there's a lot of things I'm very interested to see just how the programs are, because I know my own experiences, boy, I've learned the hard way. And today I'm just as happy as can be because I'm no longer being abused. But I don't want to say too much today. It's just a short video, but I think this is at least one step in the right direction. I'm hoping that this will be a good news story. It'll come out better. I will certainly hear from the people on the street just after they do get settled in there, whether it's good or not, because, of course, during the pandemic, I had pictures that were taken of garbage and everything in the shelter downtown where they were living, and there was never any garbage. That when I was there was a senior that was taking care of the garbage and cleaning the place, and it was quite clean when I was in there. And Julie was there as well in 2010. And then it was just abuse after abuse. Apparently she worked into old age there because I guess she couldn't afford anything and she had to work. But they were abusing her, from what I understand, too, even worse than when I was there in 2010. Just for an example, and it's just a simple example, a garbage bag might be heavy. Now I turned around and respected her. I pick up the garbage bag, no problem, and throw it out in the bin for her. And she always respected the fact that I respected that she needed a little bit of help. And she was always appreciative of the things that I did for her at the time as well. So I'm going to leave it there, everyone, and you have a good day. And be safe and watch your surroundings, and we'll talk again soon. And bye-bye. Take care.